Okay, today is June 3rd, 2025, podcast number one. And it's just going to be me right now. And I'm hoping my friend Marius joins me. He's my black friend. He's a very good friend of mine. And it was his idea, actually, to do this. And he just had a kid. So I'm kind of leaving him alone for right now. Um, so I wanted to I don't necessarily want to start talking about this because everybody's talking about it, but um, the Boulder, Colorado. As soon as I heard Boulder, Colorado, I started thinking of what was it, the Batman thing, the Batman situation, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, what else can go wrong for Boulder, Colorado? I didn't have this ready, sorry. But I had no idea that the person that was set on fire was a Holocaust survivor. Can you imagine? Like, I can't even begin to tell you how embarrassing that is. Like, to begin with, like, how tragic it is. And also, why do they keep showing his face? Do not show his face. How many times do we have to go over that, too? Don't show his face. It's that easy, you know? I think I guarantee you less people would do stuff like this, not just this, but like public uh violence if they knew for a fact that their face and their name weren't going to be showed. It's very basic, like everybody knows that people want to be known for doing something crazy, even though they get forgotten about within weeks, right? But imagine surviving, going to a gas chamber in World War II and then coming back here and being killed by the same country that freed you because of some childish, and not only childish, but um, the president wasn't even all there. So you had four people in the background running the country illegally. It's not something you can do, especially what they did, open borders. And you want to know why they did open borders? To keep you distracted away from Biden being completely incapable of running the country. That was the whole reason. Playing politics, of course. It doesn't bother them. Nothing, none of that stuff is gonna. Are you kidding me? Why would they care? They don't have to deal with it. They'll always be rich, right? They're on the hill. That's another thing. Insider trading. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. That shit needs to end too. All of a sudden, senators or Congress gets up there. You get a seat. Next thing you know, they're millionaires. It's funny. I always talk about other countries, how corrupt they are. And then sit here and say, oh, well, this person just made, I'll look at the whole cabinet over there. They're all fucking millionaire. Now that I think of it, when's the last time you seen a senator or a congressman go back home and farm? You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do? I guess. Like Dan Crenshaw, all of a sudden he's a multimillionaire. Huh, wow. The Democrat Dan Crenshaw, fucking piece of shit he is. Um, so yeah. Anyway, imagine surviving that to come back here and be set on fire by an illegal immigrant in the country that freed you from one of the most tragic, disgusting things that happened in human history, and you survived it to come back here and be set on fire in broad daylight, and then have something like CNN completely, pretty much back it. I mean, let's be honest here. They're certainly not saying it was disgusting or, you know, what are you gonna do? Just keep voting for the right people, I guess. I don't have the video, but then there was another video I saw today, this morning, of um, jeez, rider, a rioter, got into uh, Jerry Nadler's office and was arrested because he's a rioter, and you can't hide rioters. So, yeah, and of course you hear, uh, oh, some white girl in the background crying. So it's even more tragic. It's even more, you know. Um, so yeah, he went into Jerry Nadler's office, and of course, when you try to look it up, rioter arrested in Jerry Nadler's office, it doesn't come up. Of course, you know, because they're not rioters. Uh, so here we go. See, he's being arrested. And then this lady in the background over there is, do you have a warrant? Do you have a warrant? Officers identify themselves and explained their intent to conduct a security check. However, one individual became verbally confrontational and physically blocked access to the office. Here's the thing, though. People talking about, well, police need a warrant. Are you fucking blind? It's Homeland Security. They have a little bit more rights, but anyway, you can't do that. You can't block. Like, what is wrong with people today? This is all basic stuff, you know. And I always grew up as a Republican or a Democrat, and I don't know what happened, but lately they just completely lost their mind. And here's the thing: like, if you're a Democrat and you say, I can understand Republicans and blah 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 blah, and say whatever you want, Republicans will be like, okay, that's awesome, that's cool. I'm glad that you can understand that and you can have a conversation. But if you're a Republican and say, I used to be a Democrat, or I can understand, yeah, you're such a liar. You always been you're a liar. It's everything is so dramatic with them. And it's you could just go back a couple years ago, well, 10, 12 years ago, right? People were doing the Harlem Shake. You remember that? The Harlem Shake. People were having fun, you know? I remember there were a bunch of police videos, you know? Police, um, kind of like, their city would do a Harlem Shake, or what was the other one? Bruno Mars. Um, yeah, look at this. Look at this Dutch ambulance crew, Dutch firefighters. Know it? I can't play the song, but everybody was doing this. Everybody. Everybody would laugh, and I mean, look how much fun everyone's having. No one was arguing, no one was fighting over dumb shit. And now look where we're at. We're all so angry. And this all started what? Because you don't like someone, a candidate. I mean, if you really thought Donald Trump was going to ruin the country, would you really be here? would you really just be protesting? And then you see YouTube videos of people saying, do you know the song "I'm Glad to Be an American," whatever, and they say where you're not free. Like, this is the state of people today. You're not free while you're out in public protesting all the time in public and no one's stopping you. You're making videos about how much you hate the president and hate everybody that's up on the hill. You're not free. Like, you can do and say whatever you want to the point nowadays where some people are inciting violence. Like, that's not even part of free speech, but people are letting it go anyway. That's how fucking free you are. If you tried that in China, you would disappear. But people don't understand that. And it's like for people like me and someone like you probably watching, you understand that, like, I can understand your frustrations with some things. Like, let's say abortion. What he did, what Trump did, was gave the states the right to do whatever they wanted to do. So if you didn't agree, you could just move to a different state. Is it easy? No. But if you truly believe in something, you will make it happen. I had. This is a good one. If you the drill. If you had, if I had, $300 to my name, right? $300. I was homeless, nowhere to go, and I used my money for a bus ticket to go from Seattle to New York. I slept on a floor, a small itty bitty floor, because it was a studio apartment, very small. He could barely fit his bed and his refrigerator in there. I had to squeeze just to sleep on the floor. And then I got a job at Pizza Hut, and then I would walk 2 miles to work every day. I would walk home 2 miles every day. Rain, snow, thunderstorm, it didn't matter. And then I finally got into an SRO, which is single room occupancy. You you're basically in a small ass studio, um, and you share a bathroom with 12 other guys, and until you can save up some money and get an apartment, and then get a car, or get a car and then an apartment, and that's exactly what I did. And I took on another job just to get the money to get the apartment. So you can make it happen if you really believe in it that much, you know? Just and people, oh, he's taking our rights away. You know he's not. Like that's what's the frustrating part about all this is that a lot of people know, like we all know, we're all talking, we're all discussing things. You know he's not a Nazi. That's ridiculous to even say that, right? We're adults here. Can we please take that out of the conversation? Express your frustration with Trump. Fine. You don't like him, you hate him. Fine. But to go to a length of calling someone a genocidal maniac, that's where we lose you. That's where people are like, I'm not supporting that. And you're like, I don't know if these adults were just kids that were spoiled and like they're so stubborn. They're like, no, he's a Nazi. No. Like, he's not. So I guess we'll just keep voting Republican until you guys fix whatever you got going on. And then people acting like Republicans weren't talking about Joe Biden not being all there for years. So it's like this denial of entitled kids growing up. And it's just, we're in such a strange part. And I'm just so frustrated. Like, as soon as I start listening to the news, I'm like, this is basic stuff, guys. Why are we why are you guys throwing a fit? But then I want to think these are only a couple 100,000 people, right? Out of 350 million people. But we always focus on like this small, tiny, tiny, tiny group of people. And then some people who are just skimming the internet end up seeing 100,000 likes. That's not a lot, people. There are 350 million people in this country. 100,000 is not a lot. And by looking at the the voting, it's pretty clear where most of the country is. Just like that song I was talking about earlier, the I'm proud to be an American, blah blah blah. I went and I was like, what's wrong with people? And so I went on the one where you can do that video and do your own. There were more of those. I mean, triple the amount of people are like, what is wrong with you? Versus kids. They're either high schoolers or boomers. The in between people were all like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? So there's something weird going on. And it kind of messes your brain up because you think like the country's heading in the wrong direction, but it's not. Like someone posted a picture of Target and it had the American flag shirts and um, people are just stoked to see that people, are what we're known. Wow, what we're known for, our patriotism is back, which is a big good sign. I remember when I joined the army in 2009, I would get goosebumps saluting the flag. I'll admit that. I hate it. I hate admitting it because it's corny, but I was so proud of my country and I loved knowing I was walking around in different countries and people would look at you like, "Oh, that's that's an American. That's like Big Brother." You know what I mean? Like, or you know the people that go out of their way to try to protect us. That's the way I looked at things. I hoped, and anytime I talked to someone, I acted as if I was speaking for the country, like treated them with respect, tried to be as nice as possible, and so I was getting a little worried there for a little while, and yeah, so man, these man, what was that Bruno Mars? Dude, everyone was doing these. Like, look at this. Everyone was doing that Harlem Shake. Everybody, look at this. I mean, wow. She knows what she's doing. Nice. Anyway, the Bruno Mars. What was that? What song was that? Bruno Mars. Seattle. I know Seattle Police Department did a video. That's why I'm putting that in. God, what was that? Wow. Someone, yeah, I remember the autonomous zone. Yeah, that was when, um, that was when I was living there. That was embarrassing, bro. That was embarrassing. The fact that they took up an entire block. I used to go down there and deliver for Lyft all the time. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Um, here. See, when officers actually loved their job because people supported them. New York PD respond to Boston cop pool karaoke sings Katy Perry fireworks. And then there was this right here. Norfolk Police Department lip sync set challenge. This was Bruno Mars. Do 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 do. You know, see, everyone's having a good time. This was 5 years ago. No way. This wasn't 5 years. This was more than 5 years ago. Did they re-upload it? God, that feels like ages ago. Let's say 5 years ago. 2020. Nope. Yeah, it was. Like, why can't we have this anymore? Like, do you see anybody? Oh, DEI or oh, that Butch or anything like that? No. Whoever had the best. See what I mean? Why can't we go back to this? The only reason why all this stopped was because the media and Democrats had a fit over Trump. That's the only reason why all this stopped. Here we are, arguing about dumb shit, letting males take state championships over in female sports, and just sad. I mean, look how much fun they're having. No one gives a fuck what race they are, what sexuality. I mean, this is it's really sad to see how. I mean, she's enjoying it. I fucking love it, man. Anyway, oh man, good times. Anyway, this I'm just gonna make this short because I know I do a lot of random stuff. Like I love horror audio, so I do it. I know it doesn't get any views. um, I've always wanted to do like a podcast type thing where we just talk about news and stuff like that. So, but like you always see like everybody starting their own podcast, and you're just like, oh my god, do we really need any more? But let's be honest, I can talk someone's ear off. So, and I enjoy meeting new people. So, why not? And I'd much rather do it live. So, anyway, let me know if you liked it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and tell me. I don't care. So, have a good night, day, morning. See ya.